So I am Dr. Mo, and how do I say this lovingly to my students, right? Because, um, you know that T-shirt that it says like I'm not for everyone. I need one of those, and I'm that professor. I'm that professor, right? And what I mean by that is talking about racism at a quote unquote Hispanic serving institution that looks like it's diverse but really isn't is very, very, very difficult, right? 63% of BCC faculty are actually white. The Black and brown bodies that you see are staff, wonderful, amazing staff, some administrators, um, like VP Wambugu Cobb, but uh, a lot of those folks that you also see are part-time faculty, not full-time faculty. So I'm sharing that to say that SJN is kind of like my oasis as a unapologetically Black Dominican cisgendered woman who turns up about injustice in whatever space. It's just a space where I can vent, where I can touch base and know that I am not crazy, that the thing that I said happened to me was real. And it's a space where I can work in coalition with brilliant people who sometimes don't get the acknowledgement and shine for their efforts to actualize an anti racist campus that, like I said before in the chat, loves everybody. So SJN keeps me sane. That's it.
Me, I'm Cynthia, the Director of College Discovery at BCC. And for me, it was, I had a really hard time figuring out how to better support myself, better support friends, family, staff, and most importantly, the students. What was going on earlier last year was a really hard time with all the sort of social injustice, racial, just too much. And SJN was, like Dr. Gishard said, sort of that oasis, that outlet, that place where you could go and just release and express yourself and say, what do we do? How do we get this how do we help our students? How do we help each other? And it was just that place that you felt safe, you felt secure, you felt good. So for me, it was just sort of that place I could go to and really connect and find relief and find sort of that peace of mind to continue and support and keep going, because sometimes you get overwhelmed and not too good, but it was that place for me.
So for me, I can say that you know, when I'm on campus, people will say or refer to me as, oh, AVP Wambugu Cobb. You know, they look at me in a particular way, and that's all well and good. But as I'd mentioned earlier, social justice and equality for me is what I live and breathe, you know, simply by being who I am and how I was born, right? So having an opportunity to come into a group like this and to be able to, as Tiffany said and Monique said earlier, live my true self and really have that outlet to talk about the things that matter to me beyond the work that I do. My work is very important. I'm glad to be able to do it, to be able to help students with scholarships. And that's something that is very important to me. But to be able to bring some of myself into what I'm doing each day and to be able to share my experiences, and also to be able to help formulate some programming and educational opportunities that I know are going to help students that look like me and have experiences like I do and had when I was in their shoes was very important. So being a part of this network has afforded me that opportunity to do that, while also listening to what our students need and hearing from them when we have interactive sessions, so we can hear about what's going on with them. And then I could also take that back to my work every day and figure out a way to help our students in a new way as well. So that's what this network has done for me and continues to do.
Gabriel, I know that you took lead in the Black Lives Matter, Do They Matter to You panel event last semester. Do you want to speak a little bit on how why you decided to do an event like the one that you took lead in?
I'd like to speak a little bit about that. I kind of I made that with the help of my SGA, of course, and you, Tiffany, and many others. We all organized this event together because we believe that the Black community, especially after what happened to the likes of George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, Tamir Rice, I believe, I got the person's name right, and many others, Eric Gardner, the likes of them. I just feel like it's our duty as people of color in the Bronx to actually organize an event, pretty much dedicated to not just them but to other Black lives, because I could tell that Black Lives Matter just isn't just a criminal justice issue. It's a healthcare issue. It's an education issue. It's a environmental issue, and racism occurs in healthcare, in education, in environment, and et cetera, et cetera. And I just felt like it was great to have panelists of all Black and all Black yet different lives, and variety, and having them speak was very beautiful. So I'm really proud of that, and I hope the people who helped me make this happen are very proud of it as well.
And what you'll see is a testimonial from one of our alumni, students and student government members. His name is Jason Santiago.
Hey everybody, my name is Jason Santiago. I am an alum of BCC from 2015 to 2017. I studied political science in my time there and got my first introduction to political engagement into activism through the Political Science Club, through NIPERG, also known as the New York Public Interest Research Group, which I interned for and eventually ran to become a board director representing the chapter of Bronx Community College. At the same time, I also served as a student government senator. In both of these roles, I pursued issues of higher education, particularly free CUNY, and voter registration on campus. That work eventually led me to working progressive campaigns for candidates in city, state, and federal elections. And that work also led me to community organizing. Currently, I'm at City College pursuing a bachelor's in political science with a minor in community change, and I'm engaged in the community land trust movement.
Greetings everybody, my name is Hussein. I'm a former student here at Bronx Community College, and today I want to share some of my experiences as a student leader here at BCC. My first year at BCC, I was able to serve as the president of the Muslim Student Association. The following year, I was given the opportunity to serve as the vice president of the SGA. After that, I served as a member of NIPERG, and then later on, the president of Phi Theta Kappa. And all of those experiences definitely shaped the person that I am today. If there was any experience that had one of the greatest impacts on who I am, it is definitely my experience within student leadership. One of the greatest advices I got at BCC from one of my mentors was to treat this experience as a minuscule representation of the real world. And that's exactly what it is. It's because you're put in situations that test your character, they test your principles. You're put in situations where you have to figure out conflict, you have to deal with dispute, and you're giving the opportunity to learn, to develop these skills, to develop public speaking skills, because there's a lot of moments where you're in front of a podium speaking on whatever it is you're advocating for. And that's another thing that you gain is advocacy itself. There's a lot of engagement with fellow students on campus, learning what their problems are, and then using that information and running with it, advocating, whether it's on campus or up in Albany like we did with our legislators. Today, I attend Lehman College, where I'm studying political science, and I'm continuing my leadership, but now I've taken it outside of campus and I've joined my community board. And there's definitely a lot of parallels from what I've learned on campus and what I'm experiencing here on the community board. So I'm hoping to take this experience with me throughout my life, and I definitely encourage everybody to get involved if they can. Thank you.